As I said, William Blake also was just like yes, no, thank you, but please don't only write, please remind me on voice. Yeah, I started recording now. As I said, William Blake is one of the late neoclassical poets and early romantic poets, and he was just like Thomas Gray in that he showed some signs of neoclassicism, but more signs he showed further signs of romanticism. Okay. Today we are going to start the presentation of Adyan, Aya, Imad, Al-Khayzuran Omar, Tabarak Hassan, and Rawan. These are the responsible for the presentation today. We will start with Adyan. Adyan, are you ready? Where is Adyan? Adyan, are you ready, Adyan? Ladies, Adyan is not available now. Yes, Adyan Haidar, you are here. Yes, Adyan.
Yes, doctor.
Yeah, please, would you please start explaining
Yes,
William Blake to your
yes,
colleagues? Yes, we
yes.
all our ears. Yes, please. Go
William
ahead.
Blake
Yeah.
is an English poet, painter, and printmaker. He was born on 28 November 1757,
Yeah.
Soho, London, England, and
Yeah.
he died 12 August 1827,
Yeah.
largely unrecognized during his lifetime.
Unrecognized,
Blake
did you?
is known,
Yes.
yeah,
He was unrecognized. Yes.
Blake is now
His
considered
name.
a
His name,
seminal
Adyan.
figure
His name
in the
is Blake. خطية مو Black. His name is Blake.
okay. Okay,
Yes.
sorry.
Yes. Yeah.
Considered a seminal figure poetry and considered a seminal figure
Yeah.
in his poetry and visual arts of the Romantic Age.
Yes.
What he called his prophetic work were said by a 20 country critic Northrop
Yeah.
Frye
Yeah.
from what is in proportion to its merits.
Yeah.
The let's read body of poetry in the English language. His visual artist relied
يعني depended relied. Yes, his poetry, his visions relied on what?
21 country created Jonathan Jones to proclaim him far on the way the greatest artist of Britain has ever a product. In 2002, Blake was placed at the
Adyan, are you reading? Adyan, are you reading? You shouldn't have neither reading nor memorized what you are presenting. You should have conceived, understood what information about William Blake, and then you explain it to us. Not neither reading nor memorizing exactly the words given about William Blake. This is not good for you, Adyan. Okay, continue.
Okay.
Yes.
In 2002, Blake was placed at number 38 in the BBC poll of
Okay,
120.
skip this information. It is not very important. Continue to other information. And it is not very important that we know that he was shown on BBC or some. Tell me about his style. Tell me about his poetry, the type of his poetry. Okay, his philosophy, for example. Yes, Adyan.
Okay. Of his work,
Mm.
a song, innocence and of experience.
Songs of innocence and songs of experience.
Okay.
Okay.
The the for those
The four what?
those
Zeus.
Okay.
Okay.
The marriage of heaven
And
and
hell.
hell.
Yes.
The marriage of heaven. Did those feet and sent in time.
Yes.
He was a committed Christian who was hostile to the Church of England.
He was a committed Christian. You mean he was orthodoxical? Yani he was not committed. In fact, he was very paradoxical about Christianity. Sometimes he shows belief, and sometimes he shows disbelief. He was against the traditional belief in Christianity. And I'm going to explain this later. Yes, continue, please, again.
Protect, advert, and symbolically rich work, which
Yes.
which okay. Okay, دكتور, I'm finished.
You
يعني
finished?
هذا كل اللي قدرت أجمع عن ويليام بليك.
Come on, there are books about William Blake. How can you say that you finished? Okay, tell me about, for example, his idea about Christianity. Did you read anything about this?
No, دكتور.
Okay, what influenced William Blake most? I mean, mostly, what influenced William Blake? Let's say, for example, in politics, in what things did he, let's say, did he show influences, political influences? Okay. Okay, Diane. Yes, thank you. Aya, next, Aya.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, please, Aya, would you please start?
Yes. The Song of Innocence that
Yes.
William Blake wrote, which is the first William Blake collection
Yes.
of the poetry written in 1789.
Yes.
In this collection, which is consists of a number of poems that he wrote, and the first one he called it an introduction
Yes.
to this collection.
Yes.
In all of his several poems, he reflects several ideas, which it means to be general in all of his poems in this collection.
Yes.
And one of them is reflect his religious beliefs and attitude according to Christianity.
Yes. Yes.
Always he reflects the image that's related with God and wondering in his creation,
Yes.
in all the nature and human beings. The poet thought that human beings are born by God, and everything they need to live their life with freedom, joy, and happiness.
Yes.
And of course, we will have freedom, joy, and happiness by being so closeness to God
Yeah.
and His correct pathway.
Yes.
And
Very
He
correct.
created all of us unequal without any distinctions.
Yes.
So also he reflects his beliefs in his Christianity when he symbolized Jesus Christ in
Yes.
similar symbols. One of them is the lamb.
Yeah. Good.
The lamb which he introduced Jesus Christ as a pure,
Yeah.
a
Very
pure
good.
image
Yeah.
of he. When in the poem they asked the lamb who made you, and she
Yes.
didn't. It doesn't know who made him because as a symbol of innocence,
Yeah. He's
humanity,
too
pure
innocent
soul.
to know who created him. Yes.
Yes, because he just as a symbol of innocence, humanity, pure soul, and free of sins. And that Jesus Christ has been presented as
Yes.
they state in the Bible that the Lamb is the Jesus Christ,
Yes.
or the Jesus Christ is the Lamb of God. So when he stated the Lamb, which is introducing a symbolism of the innocence of Jesus Christ,
Yes.
and he sacrificed for himself of all a human being.
Yes.
That Jesus Christ dies for all. And cross to tomb and they killed by human sins.
Yes.
And even when he died, he opened the gates of heaven to us.
Yes.
The second symbolized for the Jesus Christ, he refers to him by a little child.
Yes.
That a little child and a lamb, they are also the same,
Yeah.
mild and free of all the ugliness
Well,
in the
would you skip or continue? Continue. It's okay if we repeat because this is the work of I think Al Khayzuran to talk about the lamb. Anyhow, continue,
Oh,
Habibti. It's okay. You are explaining quite well. Very good, I.
okay.
Yes, I.
Yes. The ugliness of the other parts of the people
Yeah.
and away from the corruption of the society.
Yes.
Another theme that he reflects is the childhood, which
Yes.
was the very important theme in the poems because William Blake was in a very poor family and
Mm.
he suffered from his childhood and
Yes.
he know the miserable life that he lived in his society.
Yeah.
So he argues the people
Yes.
to feel some sympathy and
Sympathy. Yes.
sorrow for the children and
Yeah.
help them in a simple way to live in happily and joyous because they
Yes.
are the source or the mainspring of the innocence in the world.
Yes. Good.
Uh,
Great.
Also, he uh, argues or asks the people to feel regret with them and not in learn or being uneducated person and
Yeah.
reject them through the word and fearness from now to the child to the adulthood and
Yes.
skip their period of childhood
Mm.
because he saw the children odd jobs and being victims of society corruptions
Yes.
and they make the poet feel always compassion with the children
Compassionate.
because he
Yes.
know the miserable life and ignorance, poverty, and all the things that make them unwelcomed in this world.
Yes. Very good. Yes.
Another thing that he reflects is the nature, the
Yes.
all simple, which means the rustic life. When he
Rustic. Yeah.
reflected in the
Rustic life. Rural.
he
يعني
reflected in
the rural, the countryside life. Yes.
yes, which is refers to the simple, pure life that the
Yeah.
people used to live, which
Yes.
is very beautiful in tranquility without
Yes. Very
any
good.
difficulties or obligations, which brings sorrow and
And even
troubles to the souls.
yes, and even the way he presents his poems in Songs of Innocence, by the way, in Songs of
Yes,
Innocence, the way he presents his, I mean, the let's say the tone itself, you feel that he is talking in a very simple, naive, and tranquil tone. You don't feel that I mean, through the intonation of the lines, if you go through the lines, you will find that the pronunciation and the intonation of these lines is very calm, clear, calm, and tranquil. You don't feel that there is some harshness in the words or the intonation of these lines. In Songs of Innocence, while when we compare them to Songs of Experience, you will find that the tone, the beat يعني الوقعات ماكو these beats, these stresses of words are harsher, are stronger, and more powerful, reflecting the powerful aspect of society that influences our innocence and change us to some cruel creatures. Yes, I.
He want to show that the life which the people live in a simply way more and better from than difficulties and obligation that came with the industrial revolution.
Yeah, the development and of industrial revolution. Yes.
Yes, which destroying the attitude and the value of the society.
Yes. Yes, very good, Aya. This is a very good explanation. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is
explain the introduction, the poem.
Of the poem, no.
The piper of
the what? Aya, I didn't hear you.
Yes.
Aya, what did you say, please?
I thought that it's the introduction is a short poems about the piper and the child on the cloud.
You have this introduction? Okay, we are listening to you, please. Be my guest, yes.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, it's okay. Any further information is nice. So let me listen to you. Yeah.
In the introduction is about is a short poems that he wrote that the poet addressed himself such as a shepherd and he holds a pipe in the countryside and he piping a beautiful song and while he was enjoying in that music he observed a beautiful child sitting on the cloud enjoying in that beautiful tone. So that child asked the shepherd to sing a song about the lamb, which is introducing the Jesus Christ. So the piper sing a beautiful song.
The pipe,
as the child requested from him. So when he saw that child listening to that music, he weeping and crying, such as feel sympathetic with the story of the Jesus Christ. Because he knows what is it. And after that, he asked from the piper to repeat that song again. And the shepherd also again he sang the song to him, but in the second time he feels so happy and enjoying happiness and laugh on this tone.
Because
he played. After that he wanted from him to drop this pipe and read it on a paper. He told him that because when he sing, not all of the people will hear it, but in writing, all of the people in the next generation and anytime they could read it and put an imagination, a picture of it and enjoy with all the children in the world. So he make a pen from a reed and playing in the water to make an ink to read it, and all of that people will read this
poem and enjoy it and feel the beauty of children's innocence. Yes, very good. This is a very good explanation and a very good addition. This is a very nice addition. In fact, I didn't read such a thing. I didn't find such a thing in my search. Thank you very much. I have done great job. You have done a very great job. Okay, great, Aya. Thank you very much. Now we go to wait a minute. Tabarak Hassan.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, Tabarak, please. You are responsible for the introduction to songs of experience.
Yeah, Doctor. Yeah.
Yes, please.
The poem Introduction to the Songs of Experience
Yes.
is a poetic collection of
Yes.
26 poems
Yes.
that make up the second part of William Blake's songs. Any
Yes.
songs and experience.
Yes.
The poems were published in 1794.
Yes.
Introduction to the Songs of Experience is a poem written by the English poet William Blake.
Yeah.
The introduction to the Songs of Experience serves as a contrast where one leaves the Edenic, childlike state and moves to the realm of knowledge, along with
Realm of knowledge,
the
yes.
associated pain and suffering.
Yes.
The lucid language in Songs of Innocence is no longer felt.
Yes.
We enter into a world of ambiguity and confusion.
Yes.
The poetic to the present in the Songs of Experience marks the alteration.
Yes. Alliteration.
I mean the simple language in the poem of Innocence and songs of pleasure and longer present
Yes.
in the Songs of Experience.
Yes.
The experience songs poem is a full of ambiguity and confusion.
Mm. Why, Tabarak? Why we don't feel this pleasurable language and tones of innocence? Why do we feel that they are lost in the songs of experience?
Sorry, Doctor?
I mean, why do we feel that the tones of a pleasure and the loosened language, the simple language, is no longer felt in the songs of experience?
Because the poet,
Yes.
the poet in the Songs of Experience,
Yes.
put as a mistake.
He presents man as a mistaken creature.
Who is visionary and understands the transcendent power and of poetry.
Transcendental power of poetry. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Continue.
Yes, of course, continue.
The speaker urges his audience to listen to the voice of bard,
Yes.
who can see past, present, and future.
Yes.
In contrast to the introduction for songs
Yes.
of innocence,
Yeah.
this poem introduced a more mature and polished poetic voice in the part.
Yes.
No rural shepherd comforting his
Yeah. So the
son.
natural countryside is no longer there. Yes.
No rural shepherd comforting his first songs of words,
Yes.
using merely the tools and the hands.
Yes.
This poet has heard the holy words
Yes.
that walk among the ancient trees.
Yes.
This speaker's poetry is characterized by direct revelation
Yeah.
rather than by the shepherds in inner melodies,
Mm.
and therefore holds the authority of both divinity and experience.
Yes. Divinity.
Yes.
Yes.
Divinity. Explain the first stanza, Doctor?
No, of course not. This is all what you have about songs of experience.
Yeah, Doctor.
Okay. Again, Tabarak, let me tell you that this is not a very good explanation. You know why? You were reading from papers, you didn't get enough information. And this is not, you have 5 marks for your presentation, ladies. So you have to prepare well. Now, Aya, till now, Aya is the best one among you because she has understood what she is explaining. You were only reading. I'm sorry to say this, but you have to learn how to present some information. It is not enough that you read from a paper. You have to understand everything and then you make your own summary. Anyhow, thank you, Tabarak. Now we move. Thank you very much. Now we move to Al Khayzuran.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, Al Khayzuran, you are responsible for the poem itself, The Lamp.
The lamp. Yes,
Yeah.
doctor.
Would you please start
The
your
lamp.
explanation?
This poem is written has been written from question and answer.
In the form,
the,
not from. In the form, يعني بشكل. In the
yes,
form
doctor.
of, yeah.
The lamp is one of simplest poem of Black.
Yes.
William Black.
Blake.
The symbol
ليش
of
سويتوا اليوم خطية؟ Blake, his name is Blake, not Black.
yes, doctor.
Yes.
The symbol of lamp, child, and Christ. When the first represent the pure and humans of the earth.
Yes.
Yes, doctor.
Yes.
William Blake described the lamp as he see it.
Yes.
The lamp represent the pure of the earth.
Yeah.
And he fed from
Yes.
It has been loaded with bright, soft, and warm wool, which serves as its clothing.
Yeah.
It has a tender voice.
Yes.
Will fills the valley with joy.
Yes.
The child too is unpure child.
Yes.
Christ was also child when he first appeared in the earth.
Yes.
And the child enjoys the company of the lamb, who is like it, because the child also represents the pure of the earth.
Yes.
And the William Blake display this poem and describe the lamb and the tiger represent this represent two contrast states
two contrasting states
of human soul.
Okay.
The lamb represents the pure and the humanist, and the tiger represents a fierce force with man.
Yes.
And the child asks who made the lamb.
Yes.
He says
he is asking who? He is asking who, Khayzuran?
Yes, doctor.
He is asking who? The lamb. The child. Yeah, the child is asking who? He is asking the lamb.
Who asking the lamb?
Yeah.
He says has been given the clothing of death.
Yes. Of clothing. Clothing of what?
Death.
Death?
Yes.
How he is having the clothing of death?
يعني the meaning of Arabic.
Yes. Okay, let me see. How did you understand this? He says wait a minute. خلي أشوف yeah. He says gave the clothing of delight. Delight, not death. Delight. Yeah, delight is happiness. While death
Yes.
is death, الموت. You are thinking of death. اليوم انتوا
And he
قلبي
says
كله
that
سواد على بليك. Yes, yes خيوزران.
and says he's see that he soft and woolly
Yes,
and uh, and in this poem
mm.
uh, describe of child and the crest.
Yes,
Crest has another name. This name is a lamp because a crest also like a lamp make and melt like lamp.
yes,
A crest was also a child
yes,
when he first appeared on this earth
yes,
as the son of the god. The child uh, shows his deep joy in the company of the lamb, who is just like him,
yeah.
um, meek and mild.
Meek and mild.
Yes.
Yes,
Uh, and this poem has another topic of
which is
uh, gravity and uh,
what do you mean by gravity?
إبداع,
Creativity.
creative.
Yes, gravity يعني النحى. Gravity يعني الجاذبية.
يعني دكتورة متوترة.
على شنو قبل احنا بالصف ومتوترة انتي استخات لبيتك وما حدا يشوفك بس صوتك دا يطلع.
بالعكس دكتورة هو هذا يوتر أكثر.
Okay. Okay. There is the idea of creativity. Okay.
Yes دكتور.
That's it. الخيزران.
Yes. Yes
Okay.
دكتور.
Okay. Thank you. الخيزران. Now we move to Rawan. I think it is Rawan
Yes,
now.
doctor. Good morning.
Morning, lady.
Hello, doctor.
Hello, حبيبتي. Hello, Rawan. Now, can we?
Thank you, doctor, for this experience. We really had fun while we are seeking information.
Great. Yeah, I want you to seek information by your own. It is not, يعني, in fact, the teacher is not responsible to seek information for the students. You are
Yes,
supposed to
doctor.
do this. Had we had some lectures in college, I would never give you any word written on a paper. But it seems that you have a good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, Rawan, thank you very much for this
You're
nice
welcome.
introduction. Yes,
Thank you.
Rawan. Yeah, start, please.
Shall we start, doctor? Okay.
Yeah, starts with tiger.
The Tiger is a poem by the English poet William Blake,
Yes.
published in 1794 as a
Yeah.
part of Songs of Experience collection.
Yes.
It has been the subject of both literary criticism and many adaptations,
Yes.
including various musical versions.
Yes.
Literary critic Alfred Cousin says it is the most famous of his poems,
Yes.
and the Cambridge's companion to William Blake says
Yes.
it is the most anthologized poem in his English.
Yes.
And it's framed as a series of questions in his poem. So here in William Blake, in his poem, asks a lot of questions. You
Yeah.
want to know something, which is Tiger, Tiger, burning bright,
Yeah.
as the poem is also of none.
Yeah.
In summary, C.C. Blake is speaker wondering about the creator responsible for such
Wait a
fierce
minute,
sound.
Rawan. You said the other name for the tiger is what?
Burning bright.
You mean this is another title or it is only?
Just from the beginning of the poem.
Yeah.
He's wondering. He's asking. He wants to know something.
Yes.
Alright?
Yes.
Yeah. So he says, Tiger, Tiger, burning bright.
Yeah.
In summer, sees Blake speaker wondering about the creator responsible for such a fearsome creature as the
Yes.
tiger.
Yes. This is the idea. Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to know who is the creator, doctor.
Yes.
Okay, and fire compare here to fear, something very fearful.
Yes.
Yeah, and as we see also in this poem, the poet asked about the strength and ability of the creator of the tiger by
Yes.
asking the tiger several of questions.
Yes.
So as we see,
There are so many question marks.
yes,
If you go through the poem, not only in his mind, when you read the poem of the lamb, you, even when he questions, there are no question marks in the text. In the text, there are no question marks written. While here, every stanza is ending with a question mark. Yeah, every stanza, maybe some stanzas have more than one question mark.
yes,
Okay, so
every
this,
stanza have a particular
yeah.
question.
What does this tell you? Can you tell me, Rawan, what does this tell you?
What?
If there are so many question marks, if there are so many questions in a piece of work, what does this
Yeah,
tell you about the speaker?
you want to from the speaker to answer him.
Yeah, the speaker wants somebody to answer him. It
Yeah,
means that he is confused. He is so anxious to know. Knowledge
yeah,
is not. Knowledge is not gained to those experienced people in simplicity. Just like the child when he asked about the child in the lamp. The first stanza he asks, and in the second stanza he gets knowledge and he answers. The child asks in the first stanza and then he answers in the second stanza. It means that knowledge is coming to him just like that, simply because it is intuitive. It is something innate that he will get the conclusion that who created us, it is God, because he is innocent.
this is God.
He is not,
Yeah,
his mind is not corrupted by the
yeah,
too many experiences of society. While here an experienced person, when he is asking about the tiger, he is, his mind, his reason is too loaded with experiences to find an answer.
yeah.
Knowledge is
So,
very difficult.
so we
Yes,
see in
Rawan.
each stanza we have a lot of questions. For example, in
Yeah.
the first stanza, the poem begins by the poet asking the speaker
Yes.
about the type of the maker. So he
Yes.
says, who was able to create in that terrifying and idealistic form?
Yes.
And also, there are two metaphors in this poem. In the first,
Yes.
as we see in the second line, it
Yes.
says, in the forests of the night.
Yes.
He compares tiger with darkness and repression.
Yeah. Yeah. He is. Let's say he not all. He does not compare the tiger to darkness as far as he compares that he adds the idea of darkness to the creation of the tiger.
Yeah, he compares a lot of
Yes.
things.
Yes. Yes.
And also, as we see in the second stanza, he says,
Yes.
from what part of the universe did the fiery eyes of a tiger come from?
Yes.
And
Very
who
good.
dared to deal with that fire glowing in his eyes?
Yes.
And if a maker had wings, how could he approach and work with that raging fire
Yes. Yes.
from which he made tiger eyes? So these a lot of question here.
Yes.
We want to know from where comes the fiery eyes from the tiger. We want to know who created this thing and
Yes.
how dare,
Yeah.
you know? And
How
also,
how did he dare? Because the fire is hurting. How did he is looking at the tiger as let's say as an amount of fire.
yes,
All of the tiger
something
is,
huge.
yeah, something of a huge fire. So how did the creator dare to create such a thing, and how did he touch the fire and created this creature? Yes.
Yes. And also, doctor, we can say there is also a metaphor.
Yes.
We see in burnt the fire of thin eyes, which means there is a metaphor. He compared his eyes to something fiery.
Yes. Yes.
And also in the third and fourth, in these two passages, the poet compared the creator.
It is not passage, it is a stanza, please.
Stanza,
Yeah.
The poet compares the creator or the maker of the tiger as a blacksmith.
Yes.
A blacksmith, and compares the process of creating a tiger as a process of making a powerful and dangerous machine.
Yes.
And also, he was amazed at the skill and power of the tiger maker and the power of the tools.
Yes.
Such as these tools: hammer, chain, anvil, and oven.
Yes, yes. Yes, good.
That were used to make this strong and terrifying tiger. So how?
Yes.
So he compares here the powerful of this process and also the terrifying thing to these tools.
Yes.
Just like the same of the power of these tools. For example, hammer, chain, anvil, and oven, and etc.
Yes.
Yeah. And also the poet asked in the fifth stanza, he asked here, is the maker creator a pleasure in seeing that tiger that he made?
Yes.
He says he was surprised. So he says here after, is the God is pleasure from what he made here?
Yeah, did God feel pleasure when he made the tiger?
What he made?
Yes.
He was surprised that he made that the maker of the lamb
Yes.
was considered a symbol of innocence and kindness.
Yes.
Was the same maker of this strong tiger who had no mercy. The poet here is very surprised.
Yes.
And also,
in fact, it is not the poet, it is the speaker. We cannot say the poet. We say the speaker. Yeah.
The speaker is surprised here.
Yes.
He compared how this kindness thing, the lamb, and innocence thing, the same created to this tiger, the white tiger, have no mercy.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And also, in the sixth stanza, also he repeats resembles the first stanza, just like the same in the first stanza.
But there is one difference.
There is one difference. The poet here replaced the word could
with
the word
there,
which was not intended.
How?
The poet is no longer asking here about who has the ability to create or make this tiger, as in the first stanza.
Yes.
But he has become asking about who has the courage to make such a frightening creature.
Yes.
So there is a change in his asking. He is not asking anymore about who is the creator, he changed his asking to who has the dare, who has the courage,
who has dareness, to create this horrible creature. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
And
thank you, Rawan. Can you tell me, Rawan, what is the intention of the writer or from this way of writing his poem?
He wants to know the creation, so it was the main theme of William Blake, the tiger.
Yes.
His creation and origin.
Yes.
And also he compares the beauty of this amazing creation.
Yes. Okay. Yes, thank you very much, Rawan. It was do you have any addition, Rawan?
No, doctor.
Okay.
Thank you for this experience, doctor.
Thank you very much, Rawan. You have done a great job, just like I am.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks to you all. I hope I can share again in the next poem.
Inshallah, if we have enough time, inshallah you will. But you are so many students, so inshallah. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Goodbye.
Now, goodbye, Habibti. I and Rawan, you were great. For Adyan, Tabarak, and Al Khayzuan, you were. I hope you can do better with other assignments, because you should have prepared better, ladies. Thank you very much. This is all for the presentation today, ladies. As for my explanation today, I'm going to explain about Greek only. Next week, inshallah, of course, if I have time, because you told me that you have an exam today. So if I have time, I'm going to explain everything about the poems. But if I don't have time, in fact, if you don't have time, I'm going to give you some spare time to ناصي الصوت بتول. No. ناصي الصوت.
قبل شوي
دكتور ناصر.
اوكي.
دكتور هسه نص.
هاي شنو؟ No. What about now?
دكتورة من الهيدفون ناصر
No. هسه. اوكي. مو أنا بدي أشتغل وفلتت السماعة. Yeah, sorry. Now, ladies, if we go through William Blake, as I told you that this poet, William Blake, is considered as the first romantic poet, although he began writing poetry long before the beginning of Romanticism. It means before 1798. But we consider him as romantic. Yes, Ruqayya, do you have a question, Ruqayya? Ruqayya, you raised your hand. Okay. Now, William Blake was born in London. He was most recognized for his artistic talent, and that's why he started to work as an artist, as a painter and sculptural, and he took this talent as a job for him that earns him money. Of course, it was a modest money. It is not a very huge amount of money. Later, he started to write poems because he was also recognized for his nice expression. Of course, as I think Aya said, that in writing his Songs of Innocence, the introduction to the Songs of Innocence shows the story that, of course, as if he is telling us his way of thinking about poetry, that he wanted to universalize and he wanted to immortalize his art through words, and that's why he started to write what he felt as pleasurable, as the child in the lamp asked him to do, and he moved from drawing to writing poetry. Although when he was he wrote his work, he was also adding to his work illustrations and engravings in order to add more beauty to his poetry and to add more, let's say, not only beauty but also, yes, Ru'a, you are raising your hand. Ru'a?
Doctor, can we have a PDF for this lecture?
Of course, Ru'a, but do you find that this is very important, please? Of course.
No,
Ru'a, I'm going to give you the whole material later. Why? Because I need you to prepare first.
Yes.
I need you to prepare first. And by the way, after the presentation, I also need you to tell me what you have also prepared and it is not mentioned, let's say, during the presentation. Yes, thank you, Ra.
And Doctor, you will, yes, welcome, Doctor. But I have only one
Yes.
question. After this, you will summarize all these materials, right?
Of course. Although you are supposed to summarize it, Ru'a. You can summarize everything from the recording. I mean, whatever I mention is in the recording. So you can, you can go through the recording and write your own notes. Anyhow,
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, as I said, Blake started to write poems, and his first collection, which showed his immature and let's say derivative volume, which he derived from many readings that he has already read, It is called poetical sketches. He combines between poetry and the artistic sketches. You know, sketches يعني التخطيط، مخططات شعرية. It appeared in 1783. Later, he published his Songs of Innocence in 1789. In 1789, about 9 years before the beginning of Romanticism, the official beginning of Romanticism. By the way, he was also sharing the neoclassical interest in the classical work, but he differed from them in many points. The most important point is that he was sharing his own subjective feelings. He was writing his own subjective feelings, and which he differs from the neoclassical. The other thing that although he showed respect to the classical writings, yet he had questions about them. For example, he discusses religion, but he has questions about religion. And I'm going to take about this in detail. Now, in fact, he started to change his mood and become revolutionary and radical in his writings after the French Revolution, because he wanted to liberate man from the chains of society, from the chains of traditional belief in religion or traditional religious beliefs after the French Revolution. In fact, we said that this revolution has a great influence on all people in Europe and, in fact, in all the world, because it called radicalism in politics and in every level of life. Now, what is very important about Blake, that he is disapproved the Enlightenment rationalism, institutionalized religion, and the tradition of marriage in its conventional legal and social form, which means that he was unorthodoxical. Orthodox يعني ملتزم, committed. Unorthodoxical, it means uncommitted. What is the problem with Blake? Blake believed, he believed in God, of course. He believed in God. But he did not believe in using religion as a law in a blind way. We must not follow, religion blindly without understanding fully what religion means. Okay? Now, what is his philosophy? He wrote this work, The Marriage of Heaven and Hell, in which he shows his philosophy. In this work, what does he show? He shows a paradoxical phase, or he shows, let's say, a contrast or a comparison between evil and good. What does he believe? He believes that good comes from our own nature. It is let's say, the work of the creative spirit. Now, when God created us, I want you to understand this well, because it is a very important philosophy in writing Tiger and Lamp. This contrast between good and evil, it is just like the contrast between the lamp and the tiger. He emphasizes that evil is the work of using religion as law. When we blindly follow religion as a law and put it as a form for society, people are going to be following religion blindly without any discussion. And this will create evils which are what? Which are hidden. So in this way, religion will be the source of evil, but more than as a source of good. While the good comes from where? From the natural creation of man. It means that when God created man, he created him innately as good, because the creative spirit of God is what makes man good. But imposing religion on man makes of him an evil person. Of course, you are not, of course, you are going to ask, how can we believe in this? Of course, I'm not asking you to believe in this. This is his belief. This is his belief that everything related to religion as a law is creating evil in man, while the good is created by the creative spirit which God endows us with. Okay? His work, heaven and hell. Heaven, of course, refers to the good, and hell refers to evil. He presents in this work his assault, his aggression, his opposition, رفضه, to the false dualism of accepted religion. It means what? It means that because religion, when religion is accepted blindly, okay, and falsely, it will become more power. It will activate an evil inside man that will be more powerful than the passive God. Here, what does he mean by passive God? It means that our creation by the Creator will be passive. The spirit, when it is, let's say, when it is controlled by this law, by religion as a law, it will be passive. Okay? Have you understand this point, ladies? We have to understand this point in order to understand the difference between the tiger and the lamb. Have you understand this?
Doctor, sorry, can you repeat it, please?
Oh, come on, Russell. Okay, Russell, I'm going to repeat it. Ladies, we have God who created us. And we have the law of God is what? Religion. For them, of course, it is Christianity. William Blake believes that Christianity as a law is going to create evil inside man. Why? Because man is going to be, let's say, obliged to follow this religion, whether he accepts it or not. Okay? Have you got this point till now?
Yes, doctor, yes.
Okay. Now he believes that God, who is the ultimate good, of course, God, in his creation, he created a free spirit. And this free spirit contains the good. But when God created the law of religion and asked us to follow it, the blind imitation, the blind following of religion will create the evil inside us. In this way, evil is going to be more powerful than the passive creation of ourselves, the passive spirit, because our spirit is going to be very weak under the realm, under the chains of religion. Have you got the idea, Rasul?
Yes, doctor, thank you so much.
You are most welcome. Now, this is for his philosophy. In fact, he wrote many works. Among them is Of course, among the most important ones are the Songs of Innocence. He published them in 1789, while Songs of Experience were published in 1793. It means what? It means 4 years after the publication of yes, 4 years after the publication of Songs of Innocence. Now, during these 4 years, there are certain points which he recalls and he thinks of that made him write Songs of Experience. Okay, and then the next year, I mean in 1794, he combined these two types of songs of experience, innocence and experience, in 1794. Now, in fact, ladies, if we go through these experiences, some of people said that these two collections represent two sides of life. In fact, they are not representing two sides of life. They represent two sides of the soul. The natural soul, the originally created soul, as I think Rawan said, that it is about creation and origin. The Songs of Innocence as representing the original creation of man, and the Songs of Experience represent the added experience that made of man, just like the tiger burning bright with his evil and with his activity. Okay, so they represent the two sides of the soul, of man's soul. When man is still innocent, when man is still a child and not corrupted by the experiences of society, and man as بنات البقية دا يغادرون. يا بنات ليش دا تغادرون؟ مو محاضرة مفروض؟ لو ليه
أخاف النت عندهم.
ما الصواري خلص النت. والكم امتحان يعني أكيد عندهم نت، محضرين نت بس الظاهر راحوا يراجعون. راحوا يراجعون. نعم.
عفوا بس أنا تليفوني بقى بيه بس 25 وكهرباء ما عندنا. ويعني راح أطفيه وللامتحان وخلاص ويطفى.
أوكي.
أقدر أغادر؟
بنات أنتوا do you want to have a leave and then we will continue at another time, at other time? I don't feel that you are with me. رسول؟
العفو دكتورة، عندي اقتراح. دكتورة حضرتك تكملين الشرح وبعدين التسجيل الزنايا اللي حتى الكل يسمع.
سوري رسول، سوري.
العفو دكتورة، عندي اقتراح. ليش مو هسه تكملين، يعني تكملين الشرح من حضرتك، بس احنا كلنا وياك اكثر.
نعم.
وبعدين انت راح تدزينا اياه بالتلي فراح الكل حيسمعه.
اوكي. Yes. Yeah. Thank you very much, Rusul, for this proposition. Now.
Can I participate, Doctor?
Yes, please.
Can I participate?
Yes.
Yes, I want to say that William Blake was highly critical of the Church of England.
Yes.
And organized religion more generally.
Yes.
He was born to a family of dissenters, a group of English Protestants.
Yes.
Broke away from and rebelled against the Church of England.
Yes, very good.
He was highly affected by the French and American revolutions.
Yes.
And he saved his friends from being arrested at that time.
Yes.
Most of his poems was not published, or maybe he hid them, or I don't know. The books of his maybe been hidden from the government.
Yes.
At that time.
Yes, Amina. Yes, this is good.
Yes, because of the circumstances around them.
Yeah. Yes, Amina. Continue, please, and I'm going to comment later. Yes, please.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yes.
Blake was also writing during the accelerating of industrial revolution.
Yes.
And he saw its economic, social, and environmental changes.
Yes.
This threats humankind.
Yes.
He saw the poverty of the people.
Poverty.
And,
yes.
He was living in London. He didn't leave it at all.
Yes.
He for the two last years of his life,
Yes.
he didn't even leave his house.
Yes.
He was deep religion, but not the religion of Church of England.
Yes. Yes.
He tried to change the circumstances of the people around him, but he can't.
Yes.
It's very difficult.
Do you know? I mean, what he believes in. I mean, for Blake, he believed that when religion is used as a law, it must have some power to change the circumstances of poor people. If religion is unable, as a law, by the way, as a law, not as the word of God, he believes in God, but he protested. Why are they called the Protestants? They protested the Anglican Church of England, because the Anglican Church was emphasizing. I mean, were giving authority to the rich people. They, you remember for Hamlet, for example. In Hamlet, you see that the king, although he is a killer, but he is given authority, which is called the divine authority. That the king takes his authority from God. No one can talk to him. Okay, the same thing is happening here. William Blake was against this orthodoxical Anglican belief in Christianity. He believes that if Christianity used as a law, it must make a change for people, not only for the sake of the rich people or authoritative people. He was against anything that.
Right now.
Sorry?
Just like us right now.
Yes.
The religious people must help.
Yes, of course.
Not for the politicians and the rich man.
Yes. Yeah. Very good. If there is religion, I mean that he believed in religion, as we are believers in religion, but he does not believe that religion used in the hands of the people to be against other men. It must serve and secures the lives of all mankind, not only the powerful people. Because if the law, if Christianity is used as a law in the hands of the powerful people, it will make the idea of creation, the idea of religion, which is original, passive. He is against this passive aspect of religion. Yes, thank you, Amina, for this participation. It is a great thing. Thank you for this participation. Yes. Now, as I said, that these two collections, Songs of Innocence and Songs of Experience, are representing two sides of the soul, one without being corrupted by the, let's say, by the evils of society and the evils of um, um, I mean, of getting old, and the soul when it is still when it is corrupted by experiences. That's why they are songs of innocence and songs of experience. Ladies, to start with the tiger, with the lamp. The lamp is a poem which he has written, and of course, as I told you, that he makes sketches for his poems, and that's why بنات ممكن سدون المايكات عيني لأن ده يأثر الصوت. Yes, here. Excuse me, ladies, for a while. Yes. Blake's lamp represents the innocence of a child who is innocently asking who created the lamp. Of course, the child with his innocence is talking to a lamp, and the lamp is, of course, he's an animal. He would never answer him. So in this way, from the very beginning of the Songs of Innocence, he presents poems which gives you a childlike immediacy, intuition. The child in his language, he shows himself as very simple, naive, and pure, and very innocent. He is talking about, he is asking about a very important issue in man's life, which is the creation. Okay, but he talks about this idea in a very, let's say, simple way, in a very innocent way, showing that the creation in its origin is very simple and is very pure and innocent. Okay, so that's why we see that the language is very pure. The poem begins with the question, little lamp, who made thee? Thee, it means you, of course. This is a classical word of thee, you. Asking about the origin of the lamp, who created the lamp, how the lamp is given its food, how the lamp is given life at first. Okay, how the lamp found itself living, in the meadows, among the meadows, beside the stream, beside the river. Who gave the lamp his woolen clothes, and this cloth, this very bright white cloth, gives the onlooker some happiness when it looks to the lamp. You know that the lamp is very delightful when you look at the lamp. Okay. Also, he gives the details of the lamp, and then he says that who gave you this tender voice, this smile, this voice, which is very tranquil, which is very tender, and by its tenderness, it will give happiness to the whole universe. Okay, veils at many valleys. He says, making all the vales rejoice, making all the valleys feel happiness by the presence of this lamp. Of course, in this, there is some exaggeration here, but it is an exaggeration of a child. Now, then he repeats the first two lines, little lamp, who made thee? Dost thou know who made thee? Of course, as I said before, that there are no question marks. Usually, it shows that the innocence of children, when they are asking, because they are always asking about things, we don't put question marks to their questions, because the answer will come just like that, just simply. They don't need a great amount of knowledge to know the answer. And that's why we see that the second stanza is going to be answered by the same child. He says, I'll tell thee, little lamp, I'll tell thee, little lamp, I'll tell thee. He is going to answer what he asked about. شايفين الطفل مثلا من يقول لكم ما يخاف اخذ هذا الشيء هو ياخذه. So he asks and answers himself, just like that, innocently. And that's why in the form of the poem, we don't find any questioning, question marks. Only the tone is a questioning, and the knowledge comes immediately. It is spontaneous. It is innate, because our spirit has been found and created just like that. it is creative by its nature. I mean, the spirit, the man's spirit, is created to be creative. It doesn't need registrations. It doesn't need restrictions to find answers to. I mean, man does not need restrictions to answer his own. The questions to his own life. Okay, so he answers the lamb. The child who is asking the lamb is again answering the lamb just like that spontaneously. He says, he is called by thy name. It means that the creator who created you, his name is just like your name. So he's called the lamb. For he calls himself a lamb. He calls himself a lamb. He is meek and he is mild. The lamb, the creator who is called by your name, the lamb, is also as mild, as nice, as tender as you are. He is just like you in his features. He gave you, the creator who created you, gave you features from his own nature: mildness, meekness, tenderness. Okay, so he is called by your name and he has the same features that you have. Of course, the same features of what? Of tenderness. He became a little child. I a child and thou a lamb. As if the child here is simply, spontaneously unifying between himself and the lamb and the creator. They are all one. And when he says he became a child, by the way, you know the Christian belief that the creation has come from the holy three, let's say, spirits: the Creator, God, Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit. Okay? Okay? So they consider that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. So he is another creator. So when he refers to Jesus Christ, he is referring to him as a God, as God. Okay, ladies? Have you got the idea, ladies, now?
Yes, doctor.
Yes.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, thank you, Burak and Iman. Now, he is unifying. There is a unification. There is a unity which is done between God, the child, and the lamb. They are all a reference to one thing. Of course, not man, but the creator. Okay, I a child and thou a lamb. We are called by his name. We are all called by his name. By the way, the Christian people believe that we are all the children of God. We are the sons of God. Okay, so we have taken our creation from his own free, creative, tender spirit. Okay, so in our nature, we are holy. We are sacred. Man in his nature is holy and sacred. What distorts and what corrupts man is only what is the experience that he got from society. The evil experiences change man to gain the evil side of man, which makes of the lamb a tiger. Okay? Is it clear till now, ladies?
Yes, doctor.
Great. Other ladies, please write to me. Rawan,
Yes,
Yes.
Burak. Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much. This is the summary of the poem. Now we go through the poem line by line. First of all, for the form of the stanza, it has two lines. It has two stanzas. It has two stanzas. And each stanza, the first stanza has a refrain. We have to know what is a refrain. A refrain, let me tell you that the little lamb who made thee, dost thou now, who made thee Again, little lamp at the end of the stanza, the first stanza. Little lamp, who made thee? Dost thou now know who made thee? This repetition of the same two lines is called refrain, which means that the child is insistent, mulih, insistent to know the answer. Okay, this is an emphasis on the question of our. Although this question, this refrain is a question, but it is very important. That is why it is repeated. Why it is important? Because the question itself, although it is very simple, yet it is the most important question in our lives. It is a question about our creation, who created us, about our origin. By the way, I have to tell you that William Blake is talking about this issue in a time of reason, of scientific developments, of Newton's discovery of gravity. Okay, so science started to question everything, even our creation, Okay, yes, and this means that as if the writer wants to give the question, give the answer to the ultimate question of our creation. Because why? Because during these times, in fact, there were some scientific let's say instances. I told you that science started to question everything. Now man started to question his own creation. Why? Because the upheavals happened, the political let's say inequality, the problems that man is going through let him question, why am I created? Who created me? Why I am created and go through all these troubles and hardships and sorrows and sadness? So the writer here wanted to show or to give answers to man that it is the tender creator who created you, but society, later he answers why we are under these sorrow and bad experiences. He answers them in Tiger when he shows that the creator who created you as a lamb is the same creator who created the tiger, but the tiger had got the experiences, the firing experiences, the evil experiences that made him become a tiger, not remain as a lamb. Clear, ladies, till now? So
yes, doctor.
Yes.
Yes, Doctor.
So
We are born innocent.
yeah, we are born innocent. We are born
Yeah.
innocent, and we are born.
Difficult circumstances and
Turn
of
us.
society change us.
Yes, they change us and turn us to be tigers. Some of us remain as lambs, but when remain as lambs, they remain passive. They start to be passive because the powerful tiger imposes laws on him. Now let us continue through the poem. The lamp, we said that the poem has two stanzas. There is a refrain of the question, why does he use the refrain? Because the refrain contains the most ultimate and most important question about man, which is his creation. Now, when you go through the language, you find that the language is very simple. We have many techniques. In the first stanza, he says, gave thee life and bid thee feed by the stream and over the mead. Gave thee clothing of delight. When he tells the lamb that, yes, Habibti, who is there? Yes? Okay, by mistake. Now, when the child tells the lamb that who gave thee clothing, as if the lamb is a person who is clothed, who is wearing clothes. So there is personification. Of course, later we will find that the lamp is personified because he is a reference to Jesus Christ. But here, by saying clothing of delight, it means that the lamp is wearing clothes. And he says, softest clothing, woolly bright, as if he is wearing his wool, not the wool is part of him or his body. Gave the such a tender voice. Usually we refer to inanimate or inhuman, let's say, inhuman creatures. We don't say that this is the voice of a lamb or a voice of a bird. We say it is a sound of a bird. Isn't that right? Have you got this idea, ladies?
Yes, doctor.
Can you repeat it?
Yes. When we talk about inhuman creatures, it means that we are creatures who are not men, not human. We say that the sound of a bird. We don't say the voice of the bird. We say the sound of an animal. I hear a sound of an animal. We don't say. We don't say, for example, Inas's sound. We say Inas's voice. The word voice is used with humans, and sound is used with inhuman and inanimate. For example, the sound of the engine, صوت المحرك, or the sound of the nightingale, مثل هذول النايتنجيلز اللي يمي. أصوات الكروان أو أصوات العندليب أو أصوات الطيور. Okay, we say sound. While here, what does he say? He says, the Creator gave thee such a tender voice. The voice is used with humans, so here another personification. Hanin Habibti. It is the language. We say that the word sound, according to English language, the word sound is used with inhuman creatures, where voice is used with the humans. Okay? Hanin, have you got the idea, Habibti? Yes, okay, good. Now,
Doctor,
yes.
Sorry for bothering, but here
No,
you say
there is no bothering.
Here you say that voice is a personification.
Yes.
Yes, and he.
Why, Russell? Why we consider it personification? Because usually we refer to animals with the word sound. We don't
sound.
say
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and voice with a human.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. Now we go back. So here we have personification. Making all the veils rejoice. Your voice, your tender voice, makes all the valleys around you rejoice. Of course, this is exaggeration. We call such exaggeration in ideas or in metaphors. We call it hyperbole. I'm going to write the word in the chat. Hyperbole. Hyperbole, it means exaggeration of an idea. Okay? Sorry, I wrote it in Arabic. Hyper, it means more than usual. Hyperbole, it means exaggeration. It means exaggeration. When I ask you, give me examples of a hyperbole in the let's say in the poem, you say this line, making all the veils rejoice, because the writer gives us the idea that the tender voice of the lamp will rejoice all the valleys. Of course, here it is hyperbole, but it is a symbolic one. Why? Because he refers to the veils as a symbol for all the world. He universalizes. He universalizes. Okay? Universalizes, it means that he makes general. He universalizes that this voice is going to fill all the world with happiness. Okay? Yeah. The second stanza, we also have a refrain, but it is not an identical refrain. Here, little lamp, I'll tell thee, little lamp, I'll tell thee. Now, the child is anxious to tell the answer. The child is anxious, is ready to give the answer. Now, he got the knowledge without toiling for it. He is called by thy name, the creator. Who is he? The creator. He first asked him about his creator. Now he is talking, he tells him who is his creator. He is called by thy name. His name is just like your name. His name is the Lamb. For he calls himself a lamb. Here, ladies, referring to God as a lamb or a child, we call it biblical illusion. مو illusion يعني خيال. Illusion يعني biblical illusion. I'm writing it to you here. Biblical illusion, it means I am taking an example from the Bible. Sometimes if we take an example from Al-Quran, we also call it biblical illusion or sacred illusion, in fact. We have also classical illusion. The classical illusion, when we take an example from classics, we have two types of illusions, biblical illusion and classical illusion. Here بنات رجاء سدوا المايك بنات يأثر علينا أنا حاطة السماعة. yeah. نعم.
دكتورة.
Yes سجا.
دكتورة.
Yes حبيبتي. Yes آمنة.
دكتورة.
آمنة, are you talking or who?
دكتورة أنا صفا أحمد.
Yes صفا. مو فاطمة سدي المايك فاطمة. Yes صفا.
دكتورة بس أنا يعني أعتذر لأنه دخلت متأخر يعني الميت بس كان يعني الاشتراك مالنا خلصان.
أوكي حبيبتي. أوكي حبيبتي. It's okay. أوكي بنتي. أوكي حبيبتي. نعم. We go back to biblical illusions, ladies. When we take an example from the Bible, we call it biblical illusion. When we take an example from the classical works, for example, from Shakespeare, from Milton, from Romans, Greeks, we call it classical illusion. Now here, when the writer says, or when the speaker in fact says, he is called by thy name, for he calls himself a lamb. This is biblical illusion, because how did the child know that the creator calls himself a lamb? From the Bible. In the Bible, the Christ is referred to as a lamb and referred to as a child. Okay, ladies, till now?
Yes, doctor.
Yeah. Later he says, he is meek and he is mild. Meek and mild. There is a repetition of the same beginning of the words meek and mild. We call this alliteration. Alliteration. We call this alliteration. Got it, ladies?
Yes, doctor. Yes.
Yes. بنات بس اكو ملاحظة أنا نسيت أذكر لكم إياها أنا مسجلتها يمي. The refrain is not only thematically important, يعني it is not only serves the importance of the idea, but also it serves to make the poem appear just like a song. When I'm going to send you a song for the little lamb. Wait a minute here. No. Yes.
Little lamp is also alteration, right, Doctor?
Yeah, very good. Yes, little lamp is also alteration. Yes, thank you. Okay. Here, using the refrain is emphasizing that the idea that the poem appears just like a song. Okay, that is why he gives. يعني شايفين الأغاني عادة تبدأ بمقطع وهذا المقطع يتكرر بالأغنية، مو صحيح؟ Okay. So using the refrain is part of making the poem appears just like, or the lyric appears just like a song. This is one. This is technically. The thematic importance is that to emphasize the importance of the question, because the question is about our man's creation. Now, as your classmate said, that little lamp was also an alteration. Alliteration, it means the repetition of the beginning of words in the same line to make to make the rhyme suitable. Now,
Yes, doctor, we have another example of alliteration, I think, in line 15.
Yes, which is?
Meek and mild.
Yes.
Yes, doctor. Here.
Yeah, I told you. I told you meek and mild. Yeah. In fact, ladies, you have to know what is alteration. Later on, we are going to have many examples in the coming, let's say, poems, especially in Blake's, especially in romantic poems, because romantic poems, poets try to make their poems just like songs in order to be more suitable to the ear. When they are here, they are not forgotten. Okay. Now he became a little child, I a child, thou and thou a lamb. Okay. Here you have personification and you have the unity. We are called by his name. And all of us, all the creatures are called by God's name. Okay, we have taken from his features and we are called by his name. Little lamb, God bless thee. Little lamb, God bless thee. Because he discovers, or because he takes the answer that the little lamb is part of God, so God has blessed the little lamb. Okay, he spares this blessing. Why? As if he is emphasizing his confidence in his faith in God. When he says, God bless thee, he emphasizes his confidence in the meekness, in the tenderness, in the greatness, in the, let's say, creativity of God, and he is confident in his faith in God. So in this way, when he is confident, he is going to follow him. This is the message, ladies. Here, God bless thee, it means that the child is regaining his confidence. Of course, when you question something, it means that you don't have a belief in that thing. But when you get the answer and you bless this answer, it means that you are emphasizing your belief in this answer. Or in your belief in that thing you have answered, so you are going to follow his teachings without having a law of obligations. I mean, you don't have to get some obligations towards religion in order to follow God. When you believe in God, you spontaneously will follow his teaching. Okay? Got it, the idea? Got the idea, ladies?
Yes, doctor.
Yes, it is a very nice idea. It is a very nice idea. It is a very important idea, and it is a very, let's say, tender way of showing belief. It is a very tender way of showing belief. Now, we go through the poem again because I don't think we have enough time for the tiger. I'm going to explain the tiger in the recording, and later I'll pass it to you. If you have any question, I'm going to answer it at the beginning of the next lecture, inshallah. Ladies, for the lamp, here I'm going to discuss the literary elements. يعني شنو literary elements? The techniques, the themes, and these points. For the literary elements, of course, I said that the poem is constituting of 2 stanzas, and each stanza has 10 lines. We call them couplets, 2 and 2 lines. You remember the couplet when we talked about the couplet? 2 and 2 lines, and they are 5 couplets. Rhyming, it means they are ending following the iambic pentameter. Okay, and here the writer also uses. We said that he uses refrains. He uses symbolism. We didn't talk about symbolism yet. I'm going to talk about the symbolism. In fact, the whole poem is symbolic. The whole poem is symbolic. It shows us the traditional image of Jesus Christ as a lamp, as a child. By using the biblical allusions, it symbolizes the whole traditional image of Christianity and the Christian values. By the way, when he emphasizes the tenderness of the lamp, the meekness, the mildness, he is emphasizing that Christianity in its essence, or the Christian values in their essence, are tender and let's say gentle. Religion is not harsh. Religion is very gentle to man. Religion or the Christian belief and Christian values are peaceful. Okay, as I said, symbolism. When I ask you to talk about symbolism, symbolism is everywhere. Where the whole poem is symbolic. The title is symbolic, symbolizes Christ. The lamp is symbolic. The child is symbolic. Okay, all of them are a reference to Jesus Christ and the Creator. Banat, what is very important about the theme, what is very important thematically talking, thematically perspective, or from the thematic perspective, is that these songs of innocence are showing Blake's belief that the let's say believe that Christianity in its essence, and the spontaneous belief in Christianity, the peaceful belief in religion, is much better than let's say the conventional, the traditional belief in any religion. What is the traditional belief? The traditional belief is that you go to the restrictions, go to the instructions of a religion and follow them without an innate, without an inner, spontaneous belief the Creator and His creation. When you find inside yourself a spontaneous belief in God, a spontaneous love to God, you will find yourself ultimately follow His teachings without questioning them, because you will believe in His own nature as a Creator who is gentle, who is peaceful, and because He is peaceful, because He is gentle, we can follow Him without any fear. So when you create a spontaneous belief in God, you will no longer find, let's say, a must in following the teachings blindly, because you will not be blind. When your eyes are open to the love of God, you will be, let's say, illuminated by this love, and you will follow the teachings of your religion without being, let's say, obliged by the restrictions of that religion. I think this is all for. By the way, we can say that this. I mean, the tone, although it is tender and let's say gentle, but still the whole poem is a teaching. It is a didactic. Didactic means things that are instructional. Didactic. Okay? It means instructional. Instructional. That although it doesn't give you a direct instruction, but it is teaching you that when you get real belief, you will find yourself at ease with your religion. This is all for today. Thank you for your attendance. I think you have an exam now. We will continue our other poem, The Tiger, within the lecture, or I mean within the, let's say, the explanation I send you. Hajar, yes, Hajar.
Yes, Doctor, I want to ask you a question.
Yes, of course.
Doctor, about the main theme here in this poem, I mean the lamb.
Yes. What about it?
Can we say that the nature also I considered as a main theme here in this poem?
In fact, nature is not the main theme. Yes, thank you for this question. Nature is the setting here. Nature, ladies. I mean, when we say that nature is the theme, it means that I am discussing nature. But nature, thank you for this question, because I forgot to tell you that what is very important about the poem is its setting. The setting is the countryside, although I think Rawan or Aya talked about the setting. The setting is the countryside, which gives you an idea that nature, by its creation, is tender and gentle, and it is part of the tranquility of the whole idea. But as a theme, no, I don't think that when we say that this is a theme, it means that we are discussing nature, while our discussion here is not nature.
Doctor, I think it is a theme here. Somehow, the poem calls the reader to value the relationship between humanity and.
Sorry, please, would you repeat? I didn't hear everything.
Doctor, I thought it is a theme because this poem calls the readers to value the relationship between humanity and nature.
Maybe, yes, this is a good point. Yes, maybe. Maybe if we look at this in this point, yes, we may say that this is part of the theme of the poem. That when the child talks to the lamp as if he is making a linking, let's say, a linking line between man and the nature that he is living in. So yes, when he unifies himself to the lamp as if he is unifying himself to nature, yes, this can be thought of as a theme. Yes, Hajar.
Because also it asks its readers to nourish that relationship in the same way that the unspoiled natural environment allows the lamps to live happily. I think it is.
Yes. Good, Hajar. This is a good point. Yes, good. Yeah, when if we emphasize this link between us and nature, it will make the lamp lives happily. And since the lamp is a symbol for man, so everybody, every creation is going to be happy in this life when we make these linking. Yes, very good, Hajar. This is a good point. In fact, it is a very important point. Yes, we can consider, I revise myself, I can consider that nature can be considered as a theme. Yes, Amina?
Thank you, Doctor.
You're welcome. Thank you, Hajar.
Mankind has lost his touch with nature.
True.
And the poem doesn't mention the urban environment.
Yes, very true. Very true. Very true. Because
it is ideally country settings. Everyone and everything
is
joyful and free.
Yes, very true. Yes, thank you, Amina. This is very true because of the Industrial Revolution, the land has been disrupted. Do you remember the graveyard? The land has been disrupted by sorrows and by the Industrial Revolution. And that's why he chooses the countryside as a place of tenderness, as a place of tranquility, as a place of harmony, okay, because it is not disrupted. Why it is not disrupted? Because the relationship between man and nature is positive, and they are, let's say, they are supporting each other by taking care of each other, nature and man, and that's why everything, this will create rejoice, this will create delight, this will create happiness for all the creatures, mankind and nature. Rasul, you are raising your hand, Habibti.
Yes, Doctor, I have a question about the personification.
Of course.
Doctor, yes, Doctor. You say that I think there is two personification. Lamb is referred to God.
Yes.
And voice.
In fact, Rasul, the lamb is referring to Jesus Christ, and Jesus Christ refers to God. Yani huwa, according to Christianity, yes, the lamb is God. Yes. Okay. And
yes, Doctor. And the voice.
The voice referring to man, because the voice is a word used with the humans, not with animals, while here the lamb is personified because he is referred to as having a voice.
Okay, Doctor, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any other questions? Hajar, you are raising your hand, or you have forgotten your hand with me?
عفوا دكتورة، بس عادل هي دزت يعني على الجروب وقالت لك انه اشتراكها خلص وما عندهم نت وجريت على الرصيد بس ما يشتغل على الميت.
اوكي سجع عادل.
اي تمام دكتورة. اي خبرتني هسه. سجع
عادل. اوكي عين.
شكرا دكتورة.
يوكم. Yes, عذراء, not عذراء. Yes, wait a minute please. دقيقة بنتي، شكل اللابتوب، دقيقة حبيبتي. Yes, who is talking here?
Yes, Dr. Zahra.
Yes, Zahra.
Dr. The setting of this poem is the countryside.
Yes.
And nature, we can consider it as a theme, right?
Yes, yes, right. Setting and theme. Yes. Any other questions?
What you say?
I said that nature is the setting, it serves the setting, and at the same time it is a theme here. Because nature is considered as a theme because it is emphasizing the way that we deal with nature will bring us happiness or sorrow.
Yes, Dr. Right.
Yeah, thank you, Zahra. Any further questions, ladies, on the tiger, on the introduction to Blake, anything? Rasul, Yaqeen, Buraq, any one of you, do you have any question, or it is fair? I mean, the explanation is okay and everything is okay.
No, Doctor, it's okay.
It's clear, Doctor. Thank you. Thanks a lot, ladies, for your attendance, for your participation. I really appreciate your participation, ladies. Really appreciate it, because I need to feel that you are with me in every step. Thanks a lot, and see you soon. Inshallah, you are going to get good marks in your exam today.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you
so much, Doctor.
You're welcome, ladies. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Allah, inshallah, Allah protect you all, Lady Iman. Thank you very much. May
Thank you,
Allah
Doctor.
protect us all and all Iraqis, inshallah, and all Muslims. Goodbye, ladies.
Goodbye.
Stop recording. الحمد لله.